is going to tape this. I'm not sure why. Or if it's that thing. You know, there's 3 reasons you can kick a pastor out of a congregation: teaching false doctrine, sinful living, or just not doing his job. Probably 2 out of the 3 this play could fall into. Right? So that'll be evidence at that trial. I don't see any cameras, but if anybody did bring one, I would ask that you not click any pictures during the play because that's terribly distracting. And not during weddings either. Now, I don't get this one. I put in the wedding bulletin, please no pictures, and people are clicking pictures all over the place during weddings these days. When did this start? And why did I just bring that up? Because it really bugs me. We're going to leave all the lights on. Normally we would have the house lights down and only, but we didn't put up all the stage lights and all that. We want to leave all the lights on so that hopefully you can see our facial expressions if we have any.
You just want to see who's laughing at you.
And you know what? The only other thing we ask of you is that you enjoy it. I know you enjoy laughing at me. I know you will enjoy laughing at Julie because she looks like the pro in this outfit in this play. We'll be right. Professional curtain operator.
Philip, dear.
Yes, Tori.
I have the most marvelous news for you.
What is it?
Guess what?
What?
Are you listening?
Yes.
Oh, put the paper down there. You'll never guess what happened to me today.
Well, you tell me.
Yes, that's just what I'm going to do. Darling, you're going to be so proud of me.
Finally.
Yes! You should be overjoyed with your wife.
Well, what is it?
Well, husband dear, I have been elected president of our women's club.
You? President?
Yes! Can you bear it?
Hardly.
I didn't want it, but they simply insisted. They said it is hard to find anyone to take the job because there's so much responsibility attached to it. But they just knew that I would give it my best.
What exactly is it they're expecting you to give your best of?
Oh, different things. At the next meeting, I have to prepare a paper to read.
A paper that you're supposed to write?
Of course I'll write it myself. And that's where you come in. You can help me. I suppose they thought that you being a writer and all, you could give me a teeny hint here and there.
Yeah, I think I'm getting it. I'm going to write the thing and then you're going to deliver it.
Certainly not. I know how to write, Philip. Why, when I was a girl, hardly a month went by when I didn't have something printed in our school paper.
Yeah, I read some of them.
And I have submitted any number of things to magazines. And you know as well as I do that they would have been printed, only the Depression came on just then and magazines had to refuse most everything sent to them. And you also know that not one of them returned my things to me.
They didn't.
No, that's good, isn't it?
I suppose. Did you send them postage?
Of course I didn't send them postage. That would be one of the most insulting things I ever heard of. Mailing postage to a big concern like a publishing company? Who ever heard of such a thing?
I have.
Maybe you have. But they all wrote and said they would be interested in anything else I wrote if I cared to send it.
Huh, maybe that's the way they get scrap paper.
Suppose they do? Well, I certainly would be disgusted if I thought that.
What exactly is this paper that you're supposed to be writing here?
It's on Hamlet. You know, Shakespeare's play. haven't you?
I think so.
Well, you've seen it on stage anyway. I know that because the first time I saw it was once when I went with you. You remember, it was that night we went to the Ainsleys for dinner and we met that doctor somebody that you didn't like. I remember because there were 8 of us and we went to the theater. Anyway, we're taking it up as a study. It's a ghost story. Hamlet is this young man and he's always seeing ghosts until it drives him crazy. Only some people say he makes believe. Of course, I think he really must be nuts because I know I would be if I couldn't walk out on my own veranda without seeing a specter of some sort. You remember, Hamlet is a great name.
Right. The profound economical...
Yes, the play is about the son of Hamlet, king of Denmark. Only his name is Hamlet too, so you see, it is really Hamlet Jr. that we are interested in. Before the play opens, King Hamlet has died, and Hamlet's mother marries her brother-in-law, Hamlet's uncle. And you see, that makes Hamlet his own cousin in a way, and he doesn't like it.
The profound economical
Are you
changes
listening?
through which we... Yes.
I said he doesn't like it.
Well, it is sort of an odd predicament to be in now, isn't it?
I should say it is. You can't blame him, really. Well, it seems that Hamlet Sr. comes back in the spirit and tells his son he was poisoned. You'll never guess where.
Where?
In the ear! Can you imagine? They did things so differently in those days, didn't they? And who do you think did?
His brother.
You're perfectly right. I told you it would all come back to you. But the people in the play didn't know it. And what do you suppose they did to him?
They crowned him.
No, they should have, but they made him king instead.
I hope you don't have to give a synopsis of the play and what you have to write.
No, I won't. I'll just take it up from some technical standpoint, you know. Let's see, where's some paper and pencils? I ought to make a few notes on that now, sort of blocking it out.
Here's a pencil. Remember where you got it.
Isn't that a complete volume of Shakespeare in the bookcase?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Then it probably is. Pass it to me, will you? Thank you. Now, let me see.
The profound economical
Hamlet,
changes through...
Hamlet. Where is it? Here's the second part of Henry VI.
you'd be playing Juliet.
Of course. Do you know anyone else who could do it as well?
Well, certainly no one could do it as entertainingly as you.
Why, Philip, it's awfully sweet of you to say that.
The profound economical changes.
Shakespeare wrote poetry too, didn't he? Yes. Do you know what Mrs. Sargent said to me today? Well, it just goes to show how little some people know. It was after the election of officers and after I had been chosen to write this paper. And do you know what she said?
No, I don't. Should I?
Should you? No, of course not. How could you? You weren't there. She said, I can't stand it. She said, now that you're going to discuss Shakespeare, I do hope you won't talk on bacon. Can you imagine anything as stupid as that? As if I discuss bacon or any other part of a pig in connection with Shakespeare.
I know. Maybe she was referring to Bacon, the writer.
Is there a bacon that writes?
There was.
She wouldn't know that. I know what she meant, all right. Jealousy, that's what it was. I have a good mind to put on hospitality for ourselves.
Would that be doing unto others as you would have them do unto you?
I don't know. What do you think?
I think the profound economic changes.
Hamlet! Here it is. Hamlet, Prince of Denmark. Oh, Denmark. There's an awful lot to read, isn't there?
It is a full-length play.
I should say it is, and then some. Now might I do it, Pat? Polonius? I don't remember him. Who was he?
The Lord Chamberlain.
Yes. There was one of those in Puss in Boots, too, wasn't there? Philip, what is it called when someone has a sort of solo speech alone on stage?
Soliloquy.
Yes, that's it. Hamlet has a lot of those. You know, I think that's the first indication we have of Hamlet losing his mind. He talks to himself so much.
Profound economic changes.
Sweets to the sweet. Sweets to the sweet. Why, Philip, that's a candy ad. I must have the copy that was used when the play was done in modern dress. No, I can't do more tonight. I'll do it tomorrow. Really, I've got to get some new clothes for this position of mine. I'll look like the painting of an old nude before long if I don't get something new. What do you think would be nice for me to get to wear for the first meeting I preside over? Philip?
I don't know.
Philip, dear, you've been wrapped up in that newspaper ever since you came into the house.
I would kind of like to get that article that I've been reading finished finally.
That's fine. Just let me have a piece of it. The part with the crossword puzzle.
When did you start doing crossword puzzles?
I try to do them. They're educational. Why, if it hadn't been for the crossword puzzle, I never would have known what a two-toed sloth was.
Really, a two-toed sloth? What is that?
It's a... Well, it's a...
Boy, these puzzles really seem to be helping you, dear.
They do. Now, wait. I know what it is.
conjunction. It's a part of speech.
Oh, grammar. Well, why didn't they say so?
Really? You think I can get a puzzle done in 13 minutes?
Yes, and I can too if you don't talk to me all the time. I'm trying to think. Now, let me see. A man's nickname beginning with D.
Oh, I ran into Dick Coulter today.
Did you? Who's Dick Coulter?
Dick Coulter, you remember, he was the best man at our wedding.
Our best man?
Yes, at our wedding.
I thought his name was Richard something.
It is. Richard Coulter.
Oh, you just call him Dick. I remember it's a nickname. Nickname! Dick! That goes right here. What did he want?
Well, he had a message that he wanted me to give to you.
Really? What was it?
Well, he said that he wanted...
Where did you see him?
I ran into him at the club.
Were you at the club today? I didn't know that.
I just stopped in for a minute.
I thought you were going to spend the whole day writing.
Well, I had some business to attend to.
What business?
I had some errands. I had to go. I paid the electric bill, and then I stopped into the club, and when I stopped in there, I was paged.
Mrs. Page was at our club today. She voted for me. She looks awfully well for anyone who has been through what she has.
Well, I was paged, and when I was paged, you can imagine when I found out who it was, how surprised I was.
No, I can't. How surprised were you?
A great deal.
Why? Who was it?
Dick Coulter!
Really? He was the best man at our wedding.
I just said that.
Well, what did he have to say?
I wanted me to give you a message.
Well, why didn't you bring him out here tonight? I'd like to see him.
He was going to come out, but he has business this evening, and
What business is he in?
he works for some electric light company in Buffalo, I guess.
Philip, darling, did you pay the electric bill today?
Yeah. Like I said, Dick Coulter wanted to come
You
out.
should have asked him to luncheon.
I did.
You didn't tell me.
I'm trying to tell you.
Where did you go for lunch?
We went to Bonnie's.
I thought you said you'd never go to Bonnie's again.
Well, Dick wanted to go there.
What
And
did you have?
I ordered the lamb chops, and then when Dick
Philip, you never eat lamb chops.
Well, Dick ordered the lamb chops, so I ordered the lamb chops, and then Dick ordered some drinks, and he was going to...
I didn't know Dick drank.
Well, I don't think he makes a habit of it.
That's what happens when you go west to live. He's in Buffalo now, isn't he?
Yes.
Well, didn't he ask how I was?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. He asked how you were, and he said he wanted to propose a toast to you.
Wasn't that
And-
nice of him?
And he wanted to take us to the theater tomorrow night, but I told him that I wouldn't be able to make it.
What will I wear?
But I said that he could call you in the morning because I thought you would love to go!
Well, why didn't you ask him out here to spend the evening?
I did! But he said that he had business to attend to.
Shout, Philip. Where did you know him? School?
Yeah, we were roommates in college.
Did he go to the same college you did?
Yes, and that's why we were roommates.
Of course, I knew that.
But he didn't go as many years as I did.
Why? Was he smarter than you?
Well, I wouldn't say that,
Then how could he get through sooner than you did?
because I got more degrees than him.
Oh,
I got my PhD.
PhD. Did? What does that spell? You told me once.
Stands for Doctor of
I'll read up on that. You know, I do get tired confining my reading to the books you write.
You know, you better confine your reading to Hamlet for the next few days.
I know that story.
I think you might want to brush up on it a bit.
I'm not worried about Hamlet. We must have him out to dinner some night. Dick Coulter.
Oh,
Is his wife with him?
he's not married.
Isn't he?
No.
That's funny. Now, where did I get the idea that Dick Coulter was married?
I wouldn't know, Tori.
I do. It was the maid of honor that got married. Remember? She married that artificial Iceman.
Iceman.
That southerner that invented ice.
Invented ice?
Well, discovered it or something.
No, I got it. He was into electrical refrigeration. That's what he was.
Yes, that's it. Darling, did you pay the electric bill today?
Yes! Yes! For the 1,000th time, Tori, I told you that's one of the things I went out for today. For the love of heaven, Victoria. Couldn't you just do your crossword puzzle in quiet so that I could read this article? I declare I've read the same paragraph 40 times in the last 10 minutes!
My, you must read fast. Now, don't be cross, dear. I'm sure I didn't start this. You begin it all by telling about some best man that we haven't seen in eons. Eons! That's just the word I want. Yes, it goes right here. E-O-N-S. That's it. The O fits with boy, the N fits with and the S fits with set. My, this is a hard puzzle tonight.
Think you can get that done in 13 minutes?
I can't if you don't talk. Won't you come out tonight? Come out tonight. Come out tonight. Buffalo girls, won't you come out tonight and dance like Philip, what does intimidate mean?
Intimidate. Means to frighten.
No, it doesn't. It begins with A.
Alarm.
No. Now don't be so vindictive, Philip. I asked you what intimidate means. The second letter is P. A and P.
Appall.
Yes. Now don't tell me. I want to do this alone. Now, let me see. What's the next one? A prince of Denmark. A prince of Denmark? Who in the world is the prince of Denmark?
Well, you certainly ought to know that one.
I probably do, but it slips my mind for the moment.
We were just speaking of him.
Not Dick Coulter. He isn't the prince of Denmark, is he?
No.
Prince of Denmark. I think it's an unfair thing to have anyway. How many people know who the Prince of Denmark is?
I think everybody should have heard of him. Do you have any of the letters?
The third one is M.
M. Well, dear, just take that little third M and you just sit there quietly and you concentrate. And I'll just sit here quietly and maybe I'll get this article finished.
My time is most up, I guess. I can't think of who he is. The Prince of Denmark, and we were just speaking of him. I don't remember
I've been sitting in that chair ever since you got here. And all I can do is hear you talk and ask for crossword puzzle answers. How is a man supposed to be able to read when he has somebody talking to him all the time?
I don't know. How can he?
He can't!
I haven't been saying anything.
Excuse me! Who is it that has been yammering on about crossword puzzles ever since she got home? It's you, Victoria! You! You and your crossword puzzles and your ladies' club meetings and your Hamlet, Prince of Denmark!
Hamlet! Of course. I knew he would come to me. Didn't I tell you?
The profound economical changes through which we have come the last few years have certainly had a great Thank you very much. That was our pleasure. That's our little gift to you. We like to do that kind of stuff. One of the neatest things when Julie and I got to know each other after we got married, you're supposed to get that one, was to find out that I've done this kind of stuff before and she's done this kind of stuff before. So thank you very much for putting up with this. And thank you for turning out so well for the youth, too. Thank you.